Welcome back. When we last left our WordPress site, we had just loaded up or enqueued a new JavaScript file that is empty at this point. And so our job now is to add some jQuery to play around with this menu toggle. So if we look at the toggle on here, I'm going to open that up. One moment. When we look at the toggle, right here, we can click it, but it does nothing. So what we need to do is the first thing we want to do is we want to be able to hide the menu and then unhide it when we click it. So what we're going to do for that is we're going to use some jQuery functions. So let me just go show you where those are found. So you want to go to the jQuery, the write less, do more. All right. So anyway, so we are going to take a look and see, it's called toggle. And it's not showing me toggle. ToggleClass, excuse me. Oh, fine. We'll just Google jQuery ToggleClass. I told you it's ToggleClass. They just didn't want me to find it through their search widget. So one of the things that's cool about ToggleClass is what you can do is, well, first of all, jQuery, if you're not familiar with jQuery, the syntax is you target an element just like you would with CSS with a selector. But that selector is in quotation marks inside a parentheses with the $sign before it. And then after it, we attach these methods. You might think of them as functions. So like if we have a div with the class of tumble and we have this .toggleClass bounce, what happens is if you click it, well, I'm sorry, it's not if you click it, but if you toggle the class and it does not have the class of bounce, when you toggle it, it will have the class of bounce. But if you were to apply this and it already had the class of bounce, that class would go away. So what we need to do is we need to make it so that when we click on the menu, we're going to add a class or remove a class from the Navbar menu. And in order to do that, we need to set everything up in our JavaScript file. Let me show you how that's done. You start with a $sign document, and then you put a .ready. Okay? So when the document is ready, we're going to apply a function. Okay, inside of that document.ready, we're going to put a function. So when basically what we're saying here is that when our entire document has loaded, okay, in other words, it's ready, means everything is in place in the browser, then we are going to add some functionality using this generic function right here. So you see the way I did that? I started with, let me just backtrack, started with the document.ready. Notice how it ends with the semicolon. You got the parentheses. And then inside we add the function with including curly braces and everything. We're going to tab everything over. So now what we're going to do is we're going to we need to toggle that button when we click it. And there's a jQuery function called, you'll never guess what the jQuery function is called that happens when you click it. It's called click. Click. So now, this document.ready is important for jQuery. You got to surround everything with it. And then inside, you do another $sign, and then you do your selector right here. So we have a selector, and then we do .click, like so. And then on the click, we can decide if we want to do a function or not. This is the general syntax of how we do it. We need to toggle what it's going to be. In our click, we're going to also call a function, like so. And you'll see the syntax. You see a lot of these close curly bracket, close parenthesis, semicolon. That's because this is actually one instruction. Okay. Now that we got the click function, we just have to figure out what we're going to target and what we're going to click, and then what we're going to do when we click it. Of course, I kind of remember that it's called responsive toggle, but if you don't know, you get your developer tool out, you click on this little dude, and you click here, and then you suddenly say, oh, look, there's that button with the responsive toggle. So I copy this. I'm going to go ahead and close that. And I'm going to paste this with the little dot in front. So we're saying when we click an item that has a responsive toggle class, I'm going to do something. And to test this out, I'm going to put an alert. Now, in JavaScript, an alert is a way of just doing a pop-up message. Hey, you clicked me. What am I, a button to you? I don't know, something like that. All right, so I saved my changes. I hit refresh, and let's see if it works. Come on. Hey, you clicked me. See, it works. Okay. Now, an alert is a great way of just testing to see if things are working. If nothing had happened, then you would have a syntax problem. So go ahead, test it out. If you get an alert, just click OK, and you're good. If you don't get the alert, you have a problem. And it may be that you're not loading the style or the JavaScript up. It may be that you forgot to close one of these or forgot a semicolon. So go ahead and take some time, take a look, see if you can get that working. So now we know that when we click, it does something. What we're going to do is we're going to toggle a class on the menu. And I already know what it is. It's #nav. Okay. And the entire nav, when we click it, we are going to toggle a class called hidden. Okay. Oh, apparently forgot no spaces there. Okay. So, save our changes. Let's try this out again. Hit refresh. Now, how are we going to know this is working? You're not necessarily. Oh, that's how we know it's going to work. When I click hidden, it's gone. But guess what happened? I lost my toggle. It's totally gone now. So we have a problem with that, and here's why. I hid the entire menu that included the button. Not a good idea. All right. So maybe not the nav itself, but how about the unordered list inside the nav? Yeah. Let's see if that's any better. Did you already have the hidden working? Oh. But we have another problem. Where did our menu go in full screen? It's gone. Ah, crap. Okay. So now this is not a good use case here. Let's say we have a menu, unless we resize it, collapse it, and then we can't get our menu back unless we resize it again and click it again, then we resize. Not a good use case, would you say? I don't think so. Plus, I don't like the search for being so up high. It should be down where the template is further down, but that's another issue for another day. All right, so we got it kind of working. But now we have to figure out, okay, how do we deal with this? When we go full screen, we don't want it hidden. Well, guess what? I was able to do a lot of research and figure out there's more that we can do. We can have another jQuery, or maybe it's JavaScript. By the way, in case you didn't know, jQuery and JavaScript run together. If you're using jQuery, you can insert any JavaScript function you want. So you don't have to only use jQuery. So I don't even know if this is jQuery or if it's, I think it is jQuery. But there's a way we can select the window. Check this out. Window. Now in this case, we don't actually put any parentheses around. Okay, on the window, we actually have this thing called resize. Window, resize. That's right. Okay, so what this does is this gets triggered anytime you resize your window. So if we expand our window, we're going to want to toggle the class again. Or will we? Probably not. We're going to want to see if the window is wide enough, and then we will remove any class if it exists. All right, let's keep going. Window, resize, we're going to call another function. And you might be going, how do you know when you're going to do a function and when you're going to do just some other kind of generic, whatever, dot click or whatever? You want to do function anytime you're going to have more than one instruction for sure. And we're going to need a lot. So the first thing we want to do is if the window is 768 pixels or greater, we're going to remove any hidden class from the menu. And so in order to do that, we're going to do a little if statement. If what? Well, if the window, and you'll love this. Well, I love it. You might not. Window.width. Did you know window.width will send out a number? If it is greater than or equal to 768, and we don't do pixels or anything, we just put the number. Okay? We are going to remove the hidden class from the nav. So that is like this. nav.navPills.hidden. Oops. Dot remove class hidden. Like so. Okay? Let's see if that works. Save our changes. Hit refresh. Hidden, not hidden. Hidden. Expand. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Guess what I forgot? Window.width. No, I didn't forget it. Okay, well, we'll have to pick that up next time. Well, let's just try to remove it from here. There it is. It worked. All right, on the next video tutorial, we'll deal with any more. There's a couple other irregularities we need to deal with. So we'll take care of that just on the next video.